it wasn't for the Savior, where would I be? And if he didn't die on the cross, where would I be? And if he didn't rise again, where would I be? Where would I be? Not here, not me. Just if it wasn't for the Savior, where would I be? And if he didn't die on the cross, where would I be? And if he didn't rise again, where would I be? Where would I be?
It's been 40 years ago when I moved in this house here, and the neighborhood was infected with everything. Bad people, bad houses. The houses were so run down and bad till you couldn't even live in. Oh, Lord have mercy. Them kids all night long, they was out here ripping and running and shooting and cutting up down the street. That we done had about 3 or 4 killings.
Well, I'll put it like this here. My cousin is the head football coach at Yates. His parents was murdered down here on the street right behind me. The name of this area used to be called Dodge City because they used to shoot so much down there.
People can be living in a certain area and then right beside their home, a vacant lot, and they didn't care. And if the city didn't cut it, I guess they didn't mind because it stayed a weeded lot for the longest. I also noticed that even sometime in front of their homes, there is trash. Seems like you can't take a step off the front porch without stepping in trash, and they have become, this is commonplace, this is what to be expected.
We had a lot of dangerous buildings, weeds, high weeds, a lot of vagrant activity, children running on the streets, a lot of criminal activity.
It was rough, kids didn't have anywhere to play, a lot of mischievous actions with the kids. They would break things, throw things in people's yards, and didn't have nowhere really to go or to play. Before Generation 1, you would see a lot of the younger kids that went to school with my kids every day. They would be lingering with the drug dealers. You know, they shooting cracks, they getting money.
Lord, give me strength. I need help, I got too much weight.
Having lived in 3rd Ward all of my life here in Houston, I've noticed a group, Generation 1. I see this group cutting vacant lots, building ramps for senior citizens, painting homes for senior citizens, go out and rent dumpsters when they clean up the neighborhood, and it's outstanding work.
It got better, you know, they had their team of people coming out, and then the boys, the kids, I mean, they like were really excited because they were like jumping in and volunteering to help clean up when they never did that before.
One thing that he's brought this neighborhood back to is being a community. Now, it's like, okay, well, Mike cleaning up, I can clean up. You know, if Mike cleaned up 4 yards, I can clean up these 2 yards right here. This guy's a pastor from Ohio, and he moved in from Ohio and said, man, I got to see what this, I got to be a part of what this guy's doing. This guy cleaned up our neighborhood.
And since he's been here, he's been cleaning it up, have a place for the kids to go. On Saturdays, he gets out there and he barbecues and fix sandwiches. Last Saturday, the man had a coat dry and gave away food. What more do they want? My goodness, he gave them coats and boxes of food and fed them hamburgers and hot dogs. My Jesus.
Through God, I am unstoppable, I am undroppable, I am undroppable.
Generation 1's impact has been much greater than other agencies or organizations that I've been involved with, simply because they are a giving organization. A lot of organizations that I've dealt with, it's been more, okay, we're giving you this, now what are you going to give us? And I've not had that occur at all with my involvement with Generation 1. It's all been about giving, support, what can we do, the mentoring, the coming and doing the landscaping, providing the volunteers, and so it's truly been a supportive effort and not I scratch your back, you scratch my back type of partnership, and I'm very appreciative of that.
I know a lot of people saying nowadays it's, what do I get out of this world? What can I get from me? I think Generation is doing an amazing job to exemplify what really a church is all about. It's what can we do for you. It's not an I relationship, it's a we relationship.
Mike came on the scene in 3rd Ward when it was needed the most. Mike is God-sent. There was a big vacuum there where people just was wandering aimlessly, even around the church that was supposed to be offering direction and giving people hope. But Mike came, he's not competing against the church. He is complementing those pillars that already exist within the neighborhood. And so he's just adding to and enhancing, and the part that they was lacking, that is Generation 1's strength. Mike came in and saw the need. Only thing Mike did is just respond to a need. He's not competing against anyone. He's responding to a need, meeting that need, and making a difference.
The teachers have reported that the students who are attending Generation 1 are behaving better, grades are better. I think that any time that there are more adults who have a positive impact on kids involved in their lives, it's going to make a difference in all aspects of their lives. So definitely, yes, Generation 1 has had an impact on the students. You know, kids always think that, you know, when I come to school, it's just work, work, work. However, opportunities like Generation 1 is providing with the carnival, the petting zoo, the rides, and things like that give them an opportunity to do other things outside of school to actually expand their horizons and just to let them be kids and have fun.
And schooling, definitely. Before Generation 1, 50s. After Generation 1, 100s. Football, you know, basketball, they look for stuff now. Before then, it was like they didn't have nothing to look for. The grades were poor. I was at the schools all the time, calling. Now I don't get no calls. They on the bus, going by. You know, even Lil Ray, he goes and he looks forward to going to school.
They are really making a difference in the lives of the kids with keeping their innocence, having a safe childhood experiencing, building memorable moments. And the kids are excited because when they think of Generation 1, it's nothing but fun, learning experience.
When we used to come here, we used to look at vacant lots, dangerous buildings, and no one would help. You'd ask people, can you at least help the citizen? Can you help someone, you know, rebuild their home? Can you help them cut their lot? People say, well, we only can do so much. Well, Generation 1 brings hundreds of children to pick up trash, cut weeds. They have corporations donating their time to demolish buildings, get demo permits, repair homes. I honestly believe it started with 3rd Ward, but I honestly believe it will go from one neighborhood to another, from church to church, and Generation 1 can teach and join you and to teach you or anyone else how to do the same thing they did here in 3rd Ward.
I want to know you. I want to show you.
He's changing the thinking of these guys, man. A lot of these guys, you know, they wouldn't, like you say, you living with no lights. You living with, you don't have water. It's a lot of stuff they don't have, but they not thinking about that. They thinking what Mike got over there for them, and Mike changing their train of thought. I mean, come on. Like you say, you got guys that's brothers been locked up. That's all they see is every male figure in their family locked up. Everybody going to jail, and the coolest thing was, oh man, he got 10 years. That ain't cool. Now a lot of these guys, now what they thinking is, man, forget that. I'm not gonna go see you, man, because you did something you weren't supposed to do. Now what you need to do is you need to watch me on TV. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna watch me playing football. You're gonna watch me when I graduate. I mean, these kids talking about graduating. Down here when I was coming up, graduating, man, please, a lot of them were saying, man, I made it through the next day. He brought hope down here. And I guarantee you, if the next 10 years, I guarantee you, Mike will be able to sit back and say, man, and everybody be bringing their kids to Mike saying, look, man, I want my kids do them the exact way you did me.
Before Generation 1, they didn't have anything, nothing to look for. No father figure, because I didn't have a man in the home. So now, since Generation 1, they become the men of the house. Before, they were just little kids and they were trying to grow up. But now everybody's the man of the house. Even Ray Ray, he makes sure that stuff get taken care of, his little trash and chores get done. But before, I used to have to ask them to do that, you know? Go do that, go do that. Now I don't have to do that. And at first, before Generation 1, we didn't have too much of, resources. I couldn't go, we didn't go to church, And since y'all came, it changed me, I know, for at least a year straight. I mean, just totally where I can see everything. And now, it's like y'all part of the family now, Generation 1. And I just knew it was gonna be good when y'all did all that painting, put my kids on the wall and stuff, and even invited me in. So it's a blessing. And now they're getting grades. They got something to look for. My son already picking out colleges. I got teachers coming from their schools to my house, meeting with me, you know, and I get so many good reports from the coach. Oh man, it's just awesome about them boys. I didn't even know they had it in them like that. I can imagine what we would have had without y'all all those times. It's just good, you know. Generation 1 is great. I'm glad for y'all.